Hey, today we're talking about email. I'm looking for unexpected email recipients and people involved in email chains. And so the goal here was throw together some Jiffy program that'll show you all of the email addresses that were involved in a series of emails based on a date range and a set of mailboxes, and it relies on IMAP. So if you got a Freemansoft email address analyzer Python, it doesn't really analyze it yet. Basically what it does is it will acquire all the email addresses in those emails, and it will let you filter out email addresses you expect and look at the other ones to see if those are what you expected to have happen. I have found a lot of email addresses that were a surprise. So in this case, basically what we do for each email message, we extract six uh, related email thread fields, whatever's in them. We put them in a recipient column in a CSV, and in another column in that CSV, we have that same list of identities with all the ones that we kind of allow, all of those removed. So I would remove myself from those because I know I'm in all those emails, and I might remove my entire domain at work and then start filtering that down to get a feel for what email addresses jack themselves into our email chains that I might not have expected. It's pretty straightforward. It's you run main.py, and then you have a bunch of options, and you can username and password. I apologize for the password thing. It's just the way it is. You can come up with a different way to do credentials. I'm all in. You can tell it the IMAP folder you want, and you can actually repeat this. So you can do like IF folder, IF folder, IF folder. You can pick a start and an end date. The start and the end date is always today, before today. It's a before date. It's before today, and it's the way IMAP works. Too bad. Before date, and then the start date, and it's everything inclusive in that day. So by default, it does a week. Pick the IMAP server. In my case, it's imap.gmail.com, so it's coded in because I'm lazy. And then there are the output goes into a spreadsheet, but you can actually get some summary data. So you can say, I want all the unique domains that were in that period. I want all the unique addresses. So if you don't even want to work with the spreadsheet, you can do -OUA and boom. And then you can also give it a list of domains and addresses that you want filtered out, and that's so that you can remove well-known addresses. This was intended to go look, either get everything back or everything except for the stuff I trust. And then here are a couple examples. You can see we double quote the Gmail. In this case, we're going to do IMAP folder, Gmail, sent mail, and the inbox at the same time. So this one will run against the inbox and sent, and this one runs against sent and inbox, but it filters out everything from deathstar.gov. So like if you worked in a .corp, you might just filter out all your corporate email and see everything else. Password, I apologize. The filtering for this is, as I said, in the spreadsheet, one column will have all the addresses and one of them will have the filtered set. That's really what it was intended for. But the command line output also is filtered, not the unfiltered. And that's it. I guess basically this is an example. Oh, here's an example run. So in this case, I ran this with my username is foo@bar.com, and I'm on Gmail. I picked my sent box and my inbox. I said I want the output unique addresses, and then I want everything from before the February 3rd. We connect, it goes out and it processes the sent box, it goes out and it processes the inbox, and then it gives you statistics. In this case, 27 recipients across the two mailboxes, 10 unique recipients, so 17 of those were dupes, and those 10 people came from 7 domains. And then this is just example output on what that looks like. All the output for this app actually goes to a bunch of log files. So you get a little bit out of the console, but if you want debug, that'll go to a file because I use logging. There are unit tests for the filtering. So if you want to add your own filtering, you can actually write tests for that. Isn't that cool? I didn't write tests for everything else, but the filtering, I wasn't sure what I was doing there. So I wrote that test, did test first on that. Yeah, I did test first on that. So that's it. If you want to see what the spreadsheet looks like, this is an example. It's unfortunate I haven't got fixed this up yet. So the list of email addresses and like this from here, there could be a list of from addresses here, and the filtered in this case is from to CC, BCC, reply to, and sender all added together, and so is recipients, right? With their own policies there. And unfortunately, it's still got the square brackets. And this time we might fix that later. And that's it. So that's what that looks like. What you want to do is go out to this GitHub repo, pull this thing down, and you run main.py, and you can see I broke this out a little bit in a bunch of other files because that's the way I code. So I hope that's useful. Have a great day.